Sneaker folks are silly, man. If you think back a month before the release of this shoe, the hype was there, the demand looked like it might have been there. A lot of people were like, yeah, it's a fire shoe. Price points are about $250, and then we got the product, ding dong, right here. And then really there was some backpedaling, I think, that ends up going on anytime a product doesn't sell out. If resale prices aren't too high, there's excuses that I think people are trying to make to justify why they don't want to keep the product that they have, even though they really wanted the product. Now, obviously, when you get a product in hand and on feet, it can definitely change your opinion about a pair of sneakers. Sometimes I get them in hand and on feet and I'm like, it's way better. Sometimes I get them in hand and I'm like, nope. So ultimately, I know that can happen, but this is one of the shoes that I think causes a lot of controversy right now, and that is the A Ma Maniére Air Jordan 12. Now, I got the white pair, and I did also get the black pair, and I'm really thankful, honestly, how A Ma Maniére did their raffle on their website as well as on their Discord to be able to enter to get the sneakers. So I actually hit on both of them, and then I had a buddy, Paul, shout out to Paul, who entered, and he actually hit on both of them as well. So I ended up getting both pairs of them ×2. The way I figured I'd keep both of them, now I'm gonna hold them long term, or I can end up doing some giveaways in the future. And leave a comment in the comment section right off the bat, which do you guys like better, the white or the black pair? Because I honestly, from images, I really liked the black pair more, and a lot of people were like, oh, well, this is going to be the exclusive one to A Ma Maniére, so the white pair is the one I like. Well, I actually like the black pair better, but in hand and on feet, I gotta tell you, like, it's tough. It's a tough call. I actually really like the white pair too. There's something refreshing about having the white pair. Maybe it's because springtime's coming up, I don't really know. But one of the problems I think that people are having with these shoes is the bleeding on the white pair. And I'll tell you, I have a couple pairs of them, and the bleeding is consistent on both of them. Is it a problem? Yeah, for sure. Like, I don't know why they used this type of dye on this shoe. And if you look at both of them side by side, it's a different type of dye. They actually have different colors on both of the shoes. And I feel like if they used the same one as they had on the black, it probably wouldn't have the issue. However, the effect that the one that they have on this white pair looks really good. The suede almost looks like velvet. Like, it's so like buttery, like, and the richness of the color, it really does look like velvet. So I guess I understand why they use it, because it looks elevated, but at the same time, the bleeding effect is pretty terrible. And I don't think that people are going to be happy about that, especially since there's no returns. Now, you can use some stuff to probably get the bleeding out, but the way that these Air Jordan 12s are like put together, you could see the stitching across like this little sunshine like lines outwards of the upper. And so if it bleeds on the leather, yeah, you could wipe it off and get it clean. But if the dye bleeds into the stitching, well, now you have a problem, because that is not really going to be coming out. So I wonder how these are going to do long term or not for people, whether or not you wear them. Sometimes, you know, you have something that has dye on it, you wear jeans on it, and then the dye like transfers to the jeans and stuff, and then it spreads around the shoe even more. I feel like that's going to happen in these more and more, the way you wear them, where the shoe hits it, it's just going to bleed together and blend in the dye across the upper. And that's probably the most tragic part about the product, to be honest. I mean, it's a $250 shoe plus shipping, and then you have the suede that has this bleeding. Now, it does say on the website that there is bleeding, so it's like, I know some people are going to be like, well, why are you complaining? It does say on the site that there's a bleeding issue and you chose to purchase them anyway. I get that viewpoint as well. They tell you all about the shoe on the website. They give you a little bit of backstory on their process in creating the product. And then I got the early link to be able to go out there and actually just make the purchase. And of course, I'm just excited to make the purchase, and I'm just buying what I'm looking at pictures of. I'm not reading the fine print. Should you read the fine print? Yes. Did I? No. And at the end of the day, I was not aware of this being an issue until I see a lot of people like on Twitter and Instagram and stuff, and the images surfacing of the smearing. And it doesn't look that bad. Obviously, from a distance, you can't even see the bleeding, but up close, it's definitely noticeable on both pairs. Now, some of the things I think they did right on this shoe, well, pretty much everything else. I think that it's a phenomenal shoe. It's in line with the A Ma Maniére Air Jordan 1, 2, 3, and 4. I love all of those as well, and I have all 4 of those. And the color blockings are very similar, but they're also unique enough that these can hold weight by themselves or look like they're part of a capsule that was put together from all of the collaborations that they've done with Jordan Brand. I think they look really, really clean. The elevated materials are super nice. The fact that they used wax laces is nice. You have the A Ma Maniére branding on the shoe, on the back tab of the shoe, as well as on the eyelets of the shoe has an A in the Jumpman. You also have an A on one tongue and a Jumpman on the other. And then on the insoles of the shoe, you have an all over print of the A Ma Maniére logo. So, I mean, the branding is definitely on point. Jordan Brand, A Ma Maniére, it's definitely a firm partnership between the two. Also, they did the quilted liner on both pairs, and that's kind of been their thing, and it does give like a really nice appearance and feel on feet when you have the quilted liner. So they did an excellent job on the overall presentation, the color blockings, and the overall theme in the package of the A Ma Maniére product. And I stand corrected on that price. It's actually $225, and then it was $240 on their website shipped. So apologize for that. Anyways, what Jordan Brand says about the product, once again, partnering with James Whitner's A Ma Maniére, Jordan Brand brings you an AJ12 that's all about looking fresh. Premium leather with suede accents bring the prestige, while luxury detailing like branded metal eyelets and a refreshing back tab adds cachet to every step. The special edition hang tag is a sign that you've officially arrived. It does have full-length zoom air in the midsole, and then a genuine leather upper gives structure and durability and a luxury touch. It is white, black, and burgundy crush is the name of the colorway that they went with. Now, side by side, the midsoles and the outsoles are exactly the same, with exception of the back section in black on the black pair and the back section in white on the white pair. The maroon-like color on the rest of that is exactly the same on both of them, but then you get to the suede panels of the shoes and they are different. And then on the white pair, it is leather on the upper versus suede on the black pair, so there is a pretty big difference there. Same as on the tongue. I wonder if they actually made a third pair that's like friends and family that's different than both of these. It would be kind of rad to see like a reverse pair with the red suede for all the white or black parts, and then like a little bit of gray for the other area. I think that they could like do some really crazy work with that. One other thing worth noting is this is another one of their creations that is a women's exclusive colorway. So they definitely have a strong message on their product about like mothers and just being black and proud and whatnot. And I feel like that is a good thing, and also something that could probably hinder the overall performance of our product just in general. And I hate to even say that, but it's kind of true. Like if you think about it, it's like the inclusive feel or the inclusive feel of a product. Like, should I not be able to buy this shoe because of the color of my skin, or is it something that I can just buy because I like the overall look of the shoe? I think the design is elegant. I love the color blockings. What A Ma Maniére represents and how they're delivering that message, I actually agree with as well, and I think it is a strong message. And mother figures are so absolutely essential to children in general that I think that what they're creating really does have a strong message. But I feel like having a strong message one way or the other out there can definitely hinder the performance of a product. And I wonder if that actually had something to do with this or not. I know that the black pair is still available on Nike.com. I'll link it in the description for those people looking. It is available in smaller sizes only, but the fact that they're still sitting out there in small sizes and it's a women's exclusive does draw some question marks on whether or not they thought they were going to have more pairs to sell, or like what the reason is. Maybe they just made too many pairs of them. At the end of the day, I think that the collaboration is really solid, and I don't mind the exclusivity to women or just the message behind the product. It doesn't deter me personally, but I feel like overall, I think it could probably deter some people, especially in this day and age. There's so many different like political views, and that if you get in the mix of all of that, you definitely can like hurt feelings one side or the other, intentionally or not. And it's kind of sad, to be honest, that that's where we're at, where we can't have people look at things rationally, and if somebody has an opinion, then everything else they say is trash. I don't know. Anyway, that's a whole nother rant. But at the end of the day, I think that this collaboration is really strong. I do love what they are creating. I love the messages behind it, and I think that this is one of those shoes that over time, if you're a fan of the Air Jordan 12, it's going to be a great set to have. But anyway, leave a comment in the comment section. What do you guys think? Are you guys concerned about the bleeding of the shoes? If there's any remedies to this, I've heard magic eraser might work. Obviously, there's some things you can do, but it could be really crazy with dye that's bleeding through. I say be careful out there. If you put water on top of it, it explodes like Kool-Aid, and the coloring will just like expand even worse, and you'll have even more of a mess. And then you won't have to do a custom to paint the upper black or something like that. I could see people messing that up good. But hopefully you guys have a good rest of the day. If you guys are interested in buying them, I'll try to link them in the description. Check back on my channel if you guys like the content. Drop a like and then subscribe. And hopefully we'll see you back. All right, peace, guys.